Hi guys, my name is Kate and I'm the creator behind the vegan food blog Herbivore's Kitchen and the How to blog Confessions of a Food Blogger. If you're new to Confessions of a Food Blogger, you should know that I created this blog in order to help other bloggers start, build, and grow their food blogs. Now, if you are not a food blogger, I think you'll find a lot of the tips, tools, and tricks that I share in these videos to be applicable across the board, especially if you're a one-human show, which is what I am. In today's video, I want to talk about content creation, and I want to specifically talk about how one person is supposed to create enough content to share across their different social media channels and to do it consistently. If you've been in the blogging space for any length of time, you know how challenging this is. Not only do you have to decide what recipes you want to write, but you have to test them, you have to photograph them, you have to clean up after them, then you have to edit the photographs, then you have to edit your videos, and you have to put the whole thing online, and that doesn't leave a whole lot of time or energy for sharing your new recipes across social media. So what I want to share today is a couple of different tools, three tools that I use to help me execute on my social media strategy. So let's get started. The first tool I want to talk about today is called Asana. Now, Asana is a work management tool on steroids, and I say that as someone who hates online planning tools. Believe me, I've tried lots of online planners, from Google Calendar to Trello to Zoho to Outlook. I just could not make any of them stick. That's not to say that these products aren't helpful. They all have useful features. It's just that they don't have all the useful features, and Asana does. I would need to dedicate an entire video to Asana to get to them all, so for today I just want to focus on the three things that I love the most about Asana. Alright, so before I hop onto my Asana, I just want to show you briefly what it is that you'll be looking at. I actually have the premium version, $10.99 a month, and the reason I've upgraded is because of certain features. The timeline, for example, the custom fields, and the ability to add start dates and times. You can choose to do this, or you can do the free version. Once you've decided to get started, you come over here to this Get Started button and click on that, give them your email address, and then you'll answer a series of questions about how you're going to use Asana so that it can set itself up properly for your best use, and then you'll be off to the races. So now that you've seen how to set it up, let's hop into my Asana and take a look at how I use it. So if you recall, what I really wanted to focus on in this video is to share tools that help me execute on my social media strategy. And Asana is one of them. I'm going to focus on three things that I love about it, but first I want to give you just a brief introduction on how it works. So Asana is basically a project management tool. So as you can see here, I have a project, it's Herbivore's Kitchen, and I can add tasks to this project so that I can keep track of the things that I have to do. So I'm just going to show you really quickly here in the list view. I'm going to add a sample task, and then you can see that I can assign it to somebody. I can add a due date. I can add dependencies, things that I need to do first. I can write a description of what I need to do, and then also I can add subtasks. So here I'm going to just put subtask 1 and then subtask 2. And then those also I can add due dates to, and I can also assign those tasks out. So basically, this is a really robust tool to keep track of everything that I need to do. Now, I recommend hopping in and playing with Asana a little bit to figure out how it works best for you. But let's take a minute and I'll show you the three things that I like best about Asana to help you understand how it works. Okay, so here I am in my Asana dashboard, and I'm going to scroll down to my Herbivore's Kitchen project. And this is a master list in the list view of all the things that I need to do for my Herbivore's Kitchen blog. You can see it's very broad. I have my blog posts, my social media posts, and then I have due dates associated with each one. When you switch to the calendar view, I can see this laid out in a calendar, so I know what I have to do each day. And then if I click on each individual one, I can keep track of captions, hashtags, other things that I want when I post. Okay, so here we are in my Asana dashboard, and what I'm doing now is showing you how the timeline and board features work. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a project for a recipe that I'm working on. It's a vegan bangers and mash recipe. Once I'm in there, I'm going to start adding tasks to this recipe. And these are all the things that I would do in order to make sure that I have the complete blog post and all my social media engagement around that blog post planned out. So as you can see, I've added SEO research, recipe development. I want to write my blog post. I need to take pictures. I need to get video snippets. I want to make sure I edit my photos, edit my video, create my social media content, and then plan out the posting of my social media content. And then as you can see across the top here, I have a to-do, in progress, and complete field. And what I'll do is as I do these projects, and I'm just kind of rushing through it here as an example, but what I end up doing is I keep track of what's in progress, what I need to do, and what I've completed, so that when I'm working on a recipe, I have a real quick snapshot of what I have left to do of that recipe. And as you can see, it's really easy. I'm just sliding these tasks over into the appropriate column. Now, the other thing I can do is I can add due dates to all of these. So let's say that this is a recipe I'm working on this week. On Monday, I need to get certain things done. Tuesday, I need to get other things done. And then Wednesday, other things done so that I can post on on Thursday. So what I'm doing here is just adding the due dates. And as you can see, I'm adding some due dates that are past due. That's just to show you in the timeline example next what it looks like when you look at this from the timeline view, because these items are complete. Okay, now let's look at this in the timeline view. So now as you can see, my to-do, in progress, and complete are all categorized, but this is also now laid out by date. So you can see what I have due and what I have done. Okay, so the first reason I love Asana is the different viewpoints, or the different ways that you can view your to-do list, which I just showed you. Now I'm going to pop over to the calendar view again in Herbivore's Kitchen, and I'm going to just show you how easy it is to move things around. So let's say I didn't get my bangers and mash recipe done for posting on Thursday, so I have to move it to Friday, and then I have to bump Friday to Saturday. I love how easy it is to just pick these things up and move them around. I can turn my weekends on and off, and I can also add color coding to highlight priorities. And now for the third reason that I love Asana. I'm sure you've already gathered this, but as you can see, I can keep all of my projects separate. So I have my Herbivore's Kitchen projects, and then I showed you that single recipe. I have a task master list where I keep my personal stuff. I keep track of my recipe ideas. So anytime I have an idea for any of my businesses, I just jot it down in here so that when I'm having a creative brain drain, I can just hop in and find something. And then you can see down here, I also have the Confessions of a Food Blogger, and then I have another side business, Ellie Wren. And what I love about this is it enables me to work on the projects and have my brain focused on one project at a time without getting distracted by my to-do list for another project. The next tool that I want to talk about that helps me execute on my social media strategy is called Iconosquare, and this is a social media scheduling tool. There are plenty of social media scheduling tools out there to choose from. Believe me, I know. I've tried them all. And while I have to admit that no one tool does it perfectly, I find Iconosquare to be the best of the bunch. Iconosquare has many different features, but the one that I want to talk about today is the scheduling feature. Through Iconosquare's online platform, I can schedule posts, stories, and reels for Instagram as far out into the future as I'd like. For Instagram posts, I am able to upload my content, add a caption, tag other Instagrammers, and even set up my hashtags in the first comment. Then I simply schedule the content to automatically post to Instagram. Stories work similarly. Iconosquare will allow me to upload my story content and include a link to the content's source. Unlike Instagram posts, stories cannot be scheduled for automatic posting, but Iconosquare sends a message to my phone to remind me to post my story. A few clicks later, it's posted and I'm done. In addition, Iconosquare provides analytics for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, enabling me to see what posts are doing well and which don't seem to resonate with my followers. Let me show you how it works. All right, so here I am on the Iconosquare website, and I just want to show you that this is a pay-for product. I do think that you need to buy a subscription in order to get the most use out of this. So I have the $49 a month for 3 social profiles plan. And basically what I use this for is to schedule out posts for Instagram stories, and Facebook. I also like that this product has analytic capabilities so that I can see what posts are performing and which ones are not. Let me show you how this all works. So here I am in the Food Blogger, Confessions of a Food Blogger dashboard. As you can see, I'm looking at posts that have already occurred, and I have stats below each post. I can click into each of these posts to get additional stats. When I want to schedule something, I go over here to Publishing and I click on Scheduler. This will open up my calendar, which I can view day by the day, month, and year. So let's just pick the 31st and we'll schedule a sample post. So down here, you can see that Iconosquare has already identified the best times for me to post based on history. As you can see, I have more followers online at 10 a.m. than any other time. So I can post a video or a photo, I can post a carousel, a story, or a reel. So for example, let's just post a photo. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to click the media that I want to post. I'm just going to grab this as an example, and it's going to upload into Iconosquare. This usually takes a minute. All right, as you can see, it's uploaded, so I'm going to click Next. And then what I can do here is I can put my caption in, which I've already typed out using my blog post template. And just like on the phone, I can go in and I can add emojis. Whoops, lost it there for a second. Let's get that back. I can add emojis. So I'm going to add the tools here. And I can do other things like adding, I can tag other Instagrammers. So in here, I'm just going to go in and tag my other business accounts. You can see what that looks like. So Herbivore's Kitchen, I'll go in. So now in this post, that will be tagged. I can auto post. Well, first I can change the date, so which I had already set. So I can change that if I need to. I can turn auto post on or off. You can see here it's activated, not activated. And that will cause the post to schedule on its own without me having to do anything else. And then I can also schedule the first comment, which is a good place to put my hashtags. So what I'm going to do now is just click Schedule and wait for confirmation. And there it is. This post is scheduled to auto post on the 31st. So let's schedule another one. Let's do a story this time. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to find the media for my story. And as you can see, I keep all these in individual folders. I'm just going to grab this one and hit OK. And then this is going to upload. This takes a minute as well. All right, so now my story is uploaded. I'm going to go to Next. Here I can include the link that I want this to include on this story, and then I'm going to schedule this as well. And then as you can see in my calendar view, I can look at this from different variations. You can see that my story and my post are now scheduled. So I want to take a second here and call out an important distinction. So as you'll see, I auto-posted a photo or a video, and Instagram will allow Iconosquare to do that. But it won't allow an auto post for a carousel, a story, or a reel. So let's just take a look at what that looks like. So here I'm just going to pretend to post a reel. I'm going to grab some media and allow it to upload. Now let's say that this is a reel that I'm posting. As you can see, I can still add a caption, but I don't have options to tag another party or to crop the image. And I also can't schedule this as an auto post. Instead, what I need to do is schedule it, and then I will get a notice on my phone to post it when the time comes. And the same thing is true for carousels and stories. So let's hop on my phone and see what that looks like. Here's the view on my phone. I'm on the Iconosquare app, and what I need to do in order to publish a scheduled post is go to my scheduler and then scroll down and find the post or story, reel, carousel, whatever the case may be that I want to post. Let's pick this story. I click on it, click Post on Instagram, and then Iconosquare will upload this media to my phone. And basically what this is going to do is have this media and all of the content that I put around it sitting on my phone for an easy copy and paste. You'll see this in a second. And the way that I know that it's time to do this is Iconosquare will actually send me a notification on my phone for anything that doesn't auto post. So here now it says post on Instagram. I open up Instagram, make sure I'm in the right account, and then I post the story the way that I would post any story. And as you can see, if I want to add a link, this is pretty simple. I just go in and then I can paste, because Iconosquare has sent this information to my phone, the link that I need, and then I can go and add it to my story the way that I normally would. And the third tool that I use to keep me on track with my social media strategy is Canva. If you haven't tried Canva yet, you need to check it out. It's made content creation so much easier and so much more pleasant for me. I actually have a lot of fun using it. Canva Pro, which is the paid version of the software that I use, has so many capabilities that I couldn't possibly entertain covering them in one blog post. It's really that awesome. Today, I'm just going to focus on the resizing tool. With just a few clicks, I am able to convert content that I made for one purpose into content that I can use across several of my different social media platforms. Let's take a look. All right, so here we are in Canva, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a tool that I use within Canva to create media quickly and easily. If you're not familiar with Canva, I think you really need to get familiar with Canva. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best deal in town. I use it every day to create media for my blog posts. So today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how I start with an Instagram post and turn that into an Instagram story and a Pinterest pin really quickly and easily. So as you can see here, I have my Instagram post that I've put together, and what I want to do is recreate it as a Pinterest pin. So I'm going to go over to this resize it to a Pinterest pin, and then once I'm in here, I just need to move a few things around. Maybe resize my text a little bit so it's easier to read as a pin. Just a couple of clicks here. And then I have a Pinterest pin, and it only took me about 30 seconds to do it. Likewise, I can turn this pin into an Instagram story the same way, clicking on copy and resize, and then again, just moving a couple of things around and then downloading and saving this as an Instagram story. So as I said, Canva has so many different tools to use. And as you can see, I've created this media prior to doing this little video. I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of this resize tool because it saves a ton of time in creating media to use across your different social media platforms.